But yeah, the you could write soap operas about how esports goes. Silly, funny stuff. So taking a look here at the map bans coming out, they're coming out fast and furious. Creation takes out Numbani. IDDQD takes out Route 66. So we won't have a repeat of Numbani here in our second set. For those who are wondering, these sets are best 3 out of 5. We just saw Reunited take out Impulse 11 in a 3-0 and a good showing, though not necessarily the worst day for Impulse 11. They just needed to, tune a few things up, and we'll see how they do later in the day. But Ilios going to go down for IDDQD. And IDDQD, this is interesting in terms of maps they don't like. Historically, they've lost a lot on Nepal, but that's not the map they hate the most in map bans. They hate, of course, now that I say it, they just took it out. I guess they don't want to risk it here today, but they really dislike Route 66. Sometime we're gonna have to get Hulk in on an interview and be like, wait, why do you guys hate 66 so much? They are definitely not a fan of Ilios, and you know what? When it comes to King of the Hill, they might not even want to go to Lijiang. We'll see. Creation, of course, taking out Volskaya. Maybe this is the part of the phase where we'll just see sort of capture point maps get removed. Capture points not a general favorite. Down goes Lijiang. IDDQD removing every last King of the Hill map, not wanting to play them. And we have our pool of maps: Dorado, Gibraltar, Hanamura, Hollywood, and Kings Row. So there will be at least one capture point map available. And who knows, we might go to Game 5 and have everything get settled in Hanamura. I don't think we'll see it before then, but it is a possibility. Actually, reading chat, I'm just going to create some headcanon here for the IDDQD drama. Maybe Mendo was offered to rejoin IDDQD, but said that he couldn't, and his real mission in life was to stay in Twitch chat and fulfill his true purpose. So Mendo might be exiting the comp scene, guys, to become a professional Twitch chat spammer. Nah, all jokes aside, Mendo, of course, is a great player, and I don't know what his exact team situation is, but I'm sure we'll see more of him in the comp scene soon. So we see Hollywood getting banned out. We'll see what remains between Hollywood, Gibraltar, and Kings Row. I mean, at this point, can we just stop the draft and go Kings Row? But no, nope, Kings Row's still in there. I'm blind. Gibraltar was taken out. So Dorado and Kings Row, the two remaining maps, probably Dorado going to get banned to go to Kings Row. But I don't know, IDDQD likes Dorado, so maybe it'll be the other way around for a change. But at this point, it's like always Kings Row, Resident Sleeper, all those sorts of things. So we shall see. Kings Row is a great map, by the way. It's interesting how almost every comp match is starting on Kings Row nowadays, and there you have it. Even though IDDQD does like Dorado, they are going to go to Kings Row, but hey, they have Tvik back, and Tvik is really, really good at Kings Row defense. Of course, his Junkrat, the stuff of legends, we've seen him do really good stuff, and IDDQD was sorely missing it over the weekend, and we'll see now how they look with Tvik back in the team and back in his usual position. So we should be good to go here in just a moment. We are in lobby. Both teams are getting set up. And yeah, I'm excited to see what we see from here. How IDDQD looks with the re-edition of Tvik, if it's going to really propel them back to where they were, or will they have issues? They also, if you think about it, even if they had their old roster, that's a roster that wouldn't have been practicing together for a while. So even with Tvik back on the team, they still could have some issues. But that is why they play the games, and we should have a very interesting game coming out at you shortly. And now, just in memory and remembrance and all the rest, if Hex were here, what would Hex do? Hex would tell you about our fine sponsors. So what is Overkill.gg sponsored by for our $5,000 prize pool? Well, let me tell you. You have DX Racer. DX Racer is providing the incredibly comfortable chair in which I am sitting in right now. We have G2A, where you can go to g2a.com and get great deals on some of your favorite games. Check them out. You can save some money. And Matcherino helping support esports across a wide variety of games, especially Overwatch. They've been very deep in the Overwatch scene, and we even have a Matcherino page up today. Do ! Matcherino in chat. Go to the link, use code Overkill, and donate $1 for free. I will check in on the messages that have been coming in over the course of the tournament here so far today. I've been a little bit lax in that. Unfortunately, Bastion is a little bit frozen on the co-caster stuff, so I have to take a little bit of the slack, but he'll get into it at some point. So right now we're just waiting for everyone to get in, waiting on the side of creation to get everyone in the lobby. They should be set up soon, and King's Row will commence. That's where I try and figure out what side's first. So just waiting the last few members of creation. And yeah, I mean, personally, I'm kind of hoping that we see IDDQD on defense first, just to see the difference in their defense between, you know, with Tavik and without Tavik. Tvik, man. The pronunciation of that name, at some point we gotta get a proper say for how it is pronounced. But regardless, we will be seeing that. It will be creation on the attack first, so that is going to be exciting. I'm just gonna stick with Tvik for the day. And of course, IDDQD gets no rest because after this game, they will be going straight out of this set to Reunited. So IDDQD will play this best 3 out of 5 and then immediately play Reunited. So they get their 2 games back to back today. And of course, Reunited gets to creep in chat and see, okay, what is IDDQD actually doing here? Because I'm not sure even Reunited knows what to expect at the moment. Obviously, Reunited, they were one of the few teams that took IDDQD to the absolute limit before the Reformation, so I would absolutely not underestimate them here today when they go up against IDDQD. That could be our closest set of the day. It could go to 5 games. I mean, we'll see. See, this is the terror of solo casting, by the way, where it's like, okay, we're waiting for it to go. Let's, you know, fill some air, do all the rest. It's like, man, I don't even... Where is Hex with all of his great stories about Comcast and all the rest? Hex, we miss you. But it should be exciting to see a newly revitalized IDDQD roster here today, and you know if they'll be able to live up to the billing or not. Switching in game, we'll be ready to go here momentarily. IDDQD versus Creation Esports, Overkill.gg, Overwatch League group stages, day number 1. I am excited to be here and can't wait to see what both teams are going to bring out here on day number 1. And of course, what day would it be if Tvik was not talking about kebabs in chat? Kebabs this, kebabs that. And yeah, rip Pluppy. For those who are wondering, it's like, wait, who's this Tvik character? Tvik used to be known as Pluppy in-game. That is his Smurf account. Smurf no longer. His main account, I guess, has gotten into Overwatch. So... Tvik going to run with his real name because he didn't have a name change on his Smurf account, and the Plupster is dead. I personally, in terms of casting, I actually thought Pluppy was a better name, but Pluppy is gone. Rip Pluppy, bring in the Tvik. And that's part of the queue where chat spams with Tvik sub emotes and all that sort of nonsense, but looks like both teams are ready, and we're about to get in here on King's Row. And I just want to say, it's great how the Overwatch comp scene has evolved. I mean, now we're at the point where, you know what? You don't have to wait for the weekend to see good games. You can get good games during the week. Tvik saying ZP and Bastion. Bastion is always ready. Beep boop. Oh, we are getting into game here. Just a moment. Waiting for the start button to be pressed. That's always that awkward thing where it's just like, are they going to press the start button? But they are. We are entering King's Row. Map number 1 about to be underway. Man, that's scary. Chat saying explain the Widow behind your stream. Just like, wait a second. I don't want to end up like Mondata. But it's actually a mirror window as opposed to a Widow. So taking a look at the defense coming out here for IDDQD. We're going to find out exactly what it is in a moment. Of course, IDDQD back to form. Triple speed boosting out their Symmetra. away she goes. IDDQD didn't even do this on Monday. It was like, really? It's one of those things where it's like, are you guys sick? Like, are you not doing your normal routine? But they're doing this out today. Internet Hulk not wasting any time getting all of his turrets up. Very standard stuff coming out from that. Meanwhile, taking a look at the rest of our team now, they're really set up. We're going to have Tipsgen on Zenyatta, Tvik on the Junkrat, Nabrijabup on Lucio, Coco on Reinhardt, and Taimu on McCree. So this is really some vintage IDDQD setups here. Meanwhile, taking a look at the side of Creation, where hopefully I don't call them Flat Earth all day. It still might happen. Old habits break hard. But for Creation, we're going to have Dracaeus on Lucio, R-Tier on McCree, Numlocked on the Winston, Nox on a second Lucio, Bromas on a Winston. That can't be right. Lynx on a Widowmaker. And Lynx actually going to switch off to the McCree, Bromas on the Zarya. Why toy with our hearts? I mean, Bastion could cast and play at the same time. He had it in him. Tvik, of course, going in for the chat spam. Why not? So, no Widow here for either team. We're going to take a look at Tvik. We haven't watched him in a little bit here since he's been absent from IDDQD. Internet Hulk, though, able to get the first kill on the Dracaeus. Taimu takes out R-Tier. Lynx takes out Chips, but still 3 quick kills for IDDQD. Looking very strong here on Kings Row to start things out. And the offense for Creation, probably gonna have to back up and regroup. Zarya in the alley. Oh no, Tvik coming in. Tvik looking for the kill. Punches Zarya in the face, doesn't quite kill her yet. Down she goes finally to a bomb. And that's going to be a full wipe in favor of IDDQD. Of course, take a look at Taimu. Taimu, of course, one of the more impressive players on the McCree. I just realized my UI is doing weird things here. I got this bug before, and I don't think there's any real way of fixing it. Anyways, Internet Hulk able to take up Dracaeus. Taimu takes out Bromas. Coco on Numlocked. Another quick 3 kills for IDDQD, and they're just shutting down Creation right now. Down goes Lynx. So that's 4 quick kills again for IDDQD, and this is more the IDDQD of old. We see the Junkrat offering a lot of pressure. We see the McCree sort of going on people when they go for the Junkrat. It's really vintage play from them that we didn't really see when Tvik was off the team. I'm not sure, you know, if just they couldn't get what they needed with the subs or what, but this is more what we come to expect. We see Creation coming in. Taimu able to take out Lynx immediately. Tvik lobbing bombs into the hotel, being an absolute terror. Kill feed filling up with blue as IDDQD going to push back Creation. Creation might need to change something up here. Now, what that could be, maybe they could go for a Widow. Lynx has really been good at getting picks on the Widowmaker. Right now, he didn't start out the game with that, but they're moving forward. Down comes the Earth Shower from Coco. Coco charging in after that, and really a little bit of trouble here for the offense. Meanwhile, taking a look, we have the tire coming up from Tvik. It's moving, it takes out R-Tier. R-Tier not able to kill it in time. And really a lot of trouble here thus far for the side of Creation. As far as the crosshair goes, the game bugged out for one reason or another. I don't know, I got this bug once before, but without someone else in here that can immediately reinvite, I'm just being cautious. We'll restart it after the next round. But we do see a Graviton Surge coming out from the offense. Offense is moving in. R-Tier able to take out Coco. Both teams 5v5 now. Internet Hulk on Dracaeus. It is an absolute bloodbath on both sides. R-Tier comes in over the top, gets the Deadeye kill. 2 kills for him so far on this set. And now IDDQD getting pushed back a bit. And this could be point, but look at the teleporter. IDDQD reinforcements are coming in. They're going to be flooding in perhaps. We do see the tire coming out from Tvik. Not able to do quite what he wants. Lynx with the switch up on the Widow. Takes out Tvik there. And this is finally going to be Creation moving the payload and getting on their way. Taking a look here, Lynx able to take out Internet Hulk. 2 extra kills piling on from the side of Creation. Creation moving forward. I almost said Flat Earth. I stopped myself. Good signs, good signs. But Lynx not wasting any time, moving forward, looking for an extra pickoff if he can get. We see Tvik switching off to Farah, looking to see if he can get value off that. Taimu still steadfastly staying on the McCree. Oftentimes Taimu would switch to Widow in situations like this. Probably going to save it for the last point. We'll see if this pays off. Deadeye coming out from Taimu, looking for it. Not able to get anything off it just yet. Ends up using it though, so Lynx takes out Tvik. Coco on Numlocked, both sides 5v5 as IDDQD looking to solidify here in the streets phase, and they are going to do that. Internet Hulk and Nabrijabup picking up a kill each, and they're just moving forward, being relentless and pushing back Creation. That being said, Creation right now, they do have a Graviton Surge up. They can use it here on the next push. They're not going to have the biggest map fall. Maybe they'll wait for Artier to have Deadeye, maybe not. We will see. But really, Graviton Surge, one of the deadliest ults. I've seen teams using it to a way greater effect in recent time. And IDDQD has to be careful not to group up to a point where they get punished by it. We see Coco charging in. Coco looking to start this up for IDDQD. Graviton could be coming up at any moment. Romas holding on to it for now, looking for Tvik, not able to find him. He's like, where are those rockets coming from? But both teams trading off. Tvik able to take out Arts here. Lynx, though, taking out Internet Hulk, so 5v5 here. Graviton Surge is going to come down. Graviton Surge, I think, only pulled one person into it, so not quite what they wanted. But Artier takes in the bridge up, and it's still a good setup. They're able to move in, get 4 kills on the offensive side, and they're starting to push IDDQD back. We do have Internet Hulk hulking out in the back, as it were. Primal Rage on display, is able to take out Lynx and do a little bit more holding here for the defense. But all in all, offensive Creation going to look strong, and now they have a clear path to the next checkpoint. I don't believe Coco is going to get here in time. So not a bad time being set by Creation here so far. Creation, of course, doing very well against IDDQD yesterday in the Game On tournament. IDDQD, though, looking a little bit revitalized here today. Tvik fitting in right at home because IDDQD has been his home up until very recently. He's moving forward. Tvik does have the barrage up the ready. Could be looking for it. He's being very aggressive. Justice reigns from above. Will it be effective? Gets 1 kill. Taimu able to take out Artier. That's 2 kills for the side of IDDQD. Moving in. Note that Coco did die in the opening to that, so they are without a tank as they push in. They don't want to overdive this. We've seen IDDQD get punished very hard for overdives in the past, but a beautiful mid-air rocket coming out from Tvik on the numlocked. And overall, IDDQD probably going to hold here, at least for now, but have to be careful not to overplay their hand. Meanwhile, taking a look at Taimu. As expected, Taimu did switch off to Widow for this last point. Taimu, of course, has had one of the more dynamic Widowmakers in the game. Doesn't even have to worry about another Widowmaker right now, as we have Double McCree coming out for the offense. And we'll see if Taimu can get things going there. And what a nice shot on Artier. Takes him out immediately. Looking for more if he can get it. 1 shot on the Zarya. 2 shots. Almost takes her out. Meanwhile, Tvik coming in over the top. Looking for the pickoff onto the other McCree. Big shots coming in. Only needs to land 1 more. He's going to run to the safety of his Mercy. But IDDQD absolutely smothering. Internet Hulk diving deep. And Creation just going to have to back out and wait a little bit here. You know, slow it down a bit. But look at Creation's resources here. They do have a Graviton Surge up, they have Deadeye up, they have Earth Shatter up, so they can back up, regroup, and they can really make something happen on this next push.
My ultimate is ready. Let's do this.
So they're moving forward. We're going to see this push come very shortly. Deadeye is coming out from Artier, saying step right up. In comes the Graviton Surge, going to pull all the tanks in. 3 people in that Graviton. Taimu able to take out Lynx. The Sound Barrier comes down, and it's going to mitigate a lot of that Graviton Surge. Meanwhile, taking a look at Taimu. Taimu looking for pickoffs. Gets 1 shot on the Mercy. Mercy saved by the Sound Barrier. Looking for more. Lands another ding. Looking for more. Earthshare comes down. In comes Tvik with the barrage. He's taken out immediately. So really back and forth between both teams here, struggling. Next pick will probably decide who takes us. McCree getting peppered by Taimu in the back, but here comes Lynx. Lynx on the offensive Widow on his own. Has Taimu in his sights. Both sides really trading off on the cart. And the important thing here is that the cart moving forward now for Creation, but Lynx gonna get taken out by Taimu, so look at this, Tvik now on the McCree, moving forward. Very aggressive as IDDQD, they just want to push out and make space, and that's exactly what they're going to do. And for those who are wondering what happened, the game bugged out mid-game. We're going to fix it on the next map. Stay tuned. This is one of the new bugs in the new spectator mode. I don't know why it happens, but we'll be able to fix it in between sets. Taimu with a big pick on the numlocked, moving forward. Looking for another pickoff if he can get it. Moving back and forth. Shooting. Tvik and Internet Hulk picking him a kill each. They're just absolutely swarming. Great coordination on IDDQD's part. And they're going to push back Creation again. Now Creation only with 1:45 left to finish this map. We could be looking at a final point hold from IDDQD, and that would be much more of a return to form for them. That being said, do not count out Creation. They have had some really good showings recently. They have a lot of great players, and they're going to move forward. Artier with Deadeye at the ready, and we'll see what they do here. Deadeye coming out from Tvik. Tvik looking to stop this push before it begins. He gets a double kill off that Deadeye. Taimu takes out Lynx in the Widow duel, and nothing went right there for Creation. They're going to have to back up again.
Hey there. Pardon me.
Really, really, really nice stuff coming out from IDDQD. And now Creation, effectively on their last life here, they only have a minute 5 remaining. So if they're going to make something happen, they need to win this next push, not just win, but crush this next push decisively. Probably going to need a good Earth Shatter coming out from Numlocked. And then from there, they're going to need the chain deaths in a way that they haven't so far. But look at this, Coco charging into Numlocked, and he's taken out before the Earth Shatter even lands. And that might have even burned the Earth Shatter. That is a worst case scenario coming out from the side of Creation. Note that the Earth Shatter did not get burned, thankfully for Numlocked. He still has it up, but the defense being swarming. Sound Barrier comes down. They want to take this out before the Earth Shatter comes in, but Numlocked able to come in, lands a big Earth Shatter. Resurrect is going to come up, won't be enough. The kill feed suddenly going all in favor of Creation, nothing but red. A beautiful fire strike from Numlocked, and now the path might be open. Note that Taimu is still in the back looking for pickoffs. He was able to pick off Bromass, even though that was looking really good for the side of Creation. Taimu bringing this right back, turning what was a rout into a sort of an even fight, and I'll tell you what, Creation cannot afford an even fight right now. So a little bit of Widow dueling back and forth here, but this might not be enough. Down goes Taimu. T-Vic with a triple kill Deadeye at the very end, right before the buzzer. And there you have it. IDDQD going to hold strong. Creation not going to finish out the map.
Play of the game.
Play the game coming up from T-Vic. T-Vic, of course, having himself a big game at points here. And I'm going to rejoin the lobby here in a second. Well, actually, I'll wait till the next thing to see if it's broken in the next part. I think it'll probably fix itself in between, but we'll see. If it's broken, I'll just tell them to go back to lobby. I have it under control. And Bastion, anytime you want to chime in as a co-caster, you have that right. But for now, we were just going to, you know, we're going to be staying the course. Maybe that joke will get old at some point, but for now, it's not too bad. So moving into the second side here of King's Row. Going to be Creation versus IDDQD. IDDQD either has to get to that second point quicker than Creation did, or just finish out the map. They have 2 paths to victory here in map number 1 in our best of 5 series. So waiting for both teams to come back in. Defense coming out here for... Okay, good. I have my UI back. Thank goodness. It fixed itself, guys. We're in. So, taking a look here at the Creation side, we're going to have Dracaeus on the Mercy, Artier on McCree, Nox on the Symmetra, Lynx on Widowmaker, Bromass on the 76, and Numlocked on Reinhardt. And oh man, you want to talk about return the form for IDDQD here. We thought it was dead. We didn't see it in the last tournament, but it's back. Not 1, not 2, not 3, not 4, but 5 Hanzos, all schooled in the ultimate forms of geometry. Going to be starting out this game, and Chipsogen on the Mercy, so... I wait with bated breath here on what is going to happen.
Quit screwing around and get ready to move.
This should be good. Wait for it. 3 seconds, and the geometry is going to be heading out. It's always terrible when one of these things actually... Oh my goodness, Lynx almost got killed there. That was close. Lynx is going to survive, but geometry was starting to converge on him. So Hanzo strat not going to pay dividends, but if it did, it would have made for a very easy first point capture for IDDQD. So we're going to get to take a look at the defense of Creation coming out here. Offensive IDDQD wasting no time getting in. Bromasso able to take out Coco. Numlocked on the T-Vic. That is 2 quick kills for the defense. Taking out Lynx. Lynx able to just dome Taimu. Down goes Taimu. Internet Hulk, 1 last remaining, is pretty charged up as Zaryab. And actually, oh my goodness, Lynx going to get WMS 1 by Coco, but defense is going to hold. One thing of note, they did lose 2 people there towards the end, and it's going to take them longer to get back to this point than the offensive respawns. To the point that Dracaeus actually just bringing up Lynx. I think that was a smart move. So IDDQD about to rush in. Lynx with a good poke onto the Winston. Looking to take out Taimu, lands one shot, will he be able to land next? No, Taimu with good movement, gets out, but down goes Tvik. Lynx absolutely going off, 2 kills for him so far. Can he take out Taimu? We're gonna find out. The kill feed starting to go more blue, but look at this, IDDQD on the point, damage boosted Taimu takes out Lynx. So IDDQD fighting right back, and note their positioning here. They didn't have to kill everyone to take this point, they just got on the point and pushed people out. So, sure, IDDQD has great deathmatch ability, but I feel like they won that more off just smarts and positioning than anything else, but good stuff coming out from them. Taimu moving very far forward, still getting damage boosted by Chipsogen, and IDDQD setting a pretty good time here thus far. So taking a look at Taimu. Taimu actually being a little bit sneaky here. I think he's going to go for a Deadeye. This is very, very... Oh no, they know where he's at. He's able to take out Lynx though. I mean, at least he got 1 for 1. We do have Grad Sun Surge coming up from the offense. That's going to bring a lot of the defenders for Creation in. Deadeye not going to happen for our tier. Resurrect comes up. We'll see if they're able to restabilize off this momentum still in favor of IDDQD. They are making it happen. Deadeye from Tvik takes out 2. Double kill for Tvik. They're moving forward. And if they get to the point now, I would be very confident saying that's GG. This is just an incredibly fast time coming out now from IDDQD. That being said, Flashbang not going to connect onto the Reinhardt. Reinhardt, though, going to go down. Charge sort of glitches out on the barrier there, and they get to the second point. That was undoubtedly faster. Of course, they're saying GG. Both teams know it's GG, so IDDQD coming to the Overkill.GG League very, very strong, showing that, hey, you know what, maybe we had a rough weekend, but we've fixed our roster issues. We have Tvik back. And we are ready to just go in and play. So Creation Esports going to have their work cut out for them here on the next 2 maps in our group stages. And I'm just going to note, by the way, Creation is an incredibly strong team. I mean, they won the Game On Cup yesterday very decisively over IDDQD. They have looked very, very good recently. Just, they might have their work cut out for them today. Well, let's take a look at this play of the game coming out from Taimu. A shutdown play of the game. All right, who'd he shut down? This is where the damage boosted killed Lynx early on. Okay, now that makes more sense as to what he shut down. Good old Soldier 76. Really nice stuff coming out from Taimu, though. So we are going to move in to our second map. That map will be the choice of Creation. IDDQD coming out strong on map number 1 for Kings Row, and we'll see if Creation can bring them to a more favorable map in map number 2. So for those who are just tuning in wondering, why is GosuGamers broadcasting during the week? What is going on? You are watching the Overkill.GG Overwatch League. This is a league that's going to be running all throughout April into early May. $5,000 on the line. Players competing for glory. The very best teams in Overwatch competing in this league. It is going to be great action all the way through. Group stages, playoffs, finals, all of it really, really exciting to look forward to. And in honor of Hex, who would be saying this if he were here right now, a lot of it would not be possible without our great sponsors. Big shout outs to DX Racer. They make phenomenal chairs for you to sit in. I'm sitting in one right now, and if it can support me through a multi-hour long solo cast, think about what it can do for you. G2A.com, where if you want to get great deals on the best games for cheap, go to G2A. And Matcherino supporting esports, your favorite esports games, getting in there, letting you directly support your favorite teams, players, and orgs. Check them out, Matcherino.com. We even have a Matcherino page up today. Exclamation point Matcherino chat. Go to the link. Use code Overkill. Donate $1 for free. And Hex, if you're out there, buddy, I hope you're proud. So, we are going to Dorado. It's going to be IDDQD deciding to attack first on Dorado. So, a little bit of a side change up there. And Chad, if you don't spam sellout in regards to what I just said there, I'll be so disappointed. But looking here for the next side. It's going to be IDDQD on attack, Creation on defense. IDDQD with a 1-game lead so far in the set. Like I said, I would expect a lot of Creation here. I mean, IDDQD obviously looking a lot stronger with the addition of TVIC, but Flat Earth, as they were formerly known, a very strong team, very good results behind them. And, you know, Overwatch is variable. They can turn this back. So letting them know that we are ready. We, me, everyone on the cast, we are all ready. We are ready to get in here for map number 2 and see what Creation can bring to the table here on Dorado. There it is. We are getting into the game. The Dorado music is playing. This is map number 2. And one thing about Dorado that we've seen very heavily is that what can often decide a Dorado game isn't even most of the map, it's simply the first point. We've seen teams get held time and time again on point 1. It is one of the hardest map or points in the entire game to assault. Dorado actually in general a very defensively favored map because you think about it, teams have issues getting on the first point and they also have issues getting in on the last point. This is where, for whatever reason, you think that your position defense is better than others. Why not bring people to Dorado? Because it is a pain to deal with. So, that being said, taking a look at the defense coming out from the side of Creation, we're going to have Lynx on the Widowmaker, Numlocked on Reinhardt, Nox on Symmetra, Bromas on Junkrat, Dracaeus on Mercy, and Artier rounding things out on the McCree. Artier, of course, almost always on McCree, plays one of the best McCrees in the game. Joy to watch. Meanwhile, taking a look at the offense, it looks like we're going to have Internet Hulk on Zarya, TVIC on Genji, the Bridge of Up on Lucio, Taimu on Widowmaker, Chips on the Mercy, and Coco on Reinhardt. So, and let's just note here too, this is one place where IDDQD, I think, definitely felt the loss of TVIC when they weren't playing with him, is that they weren't able to get a really top-level Genji player to replace him, because quite frankly, there's just not that many of them. TVIC, especially on a map like Dorado, able to move around, use Genji's cyber agility to his advantage, and get behind opponents, and just do a lot of work. So we're going to keep a close eye on him here on this map. Not so much when he's spinning in circles, because that is just terrible for the stream. We'll be back, TVIC. But there it is. We are on our way, and let's take a look at Lynx here. And Taimu actually switching off the Widowmaker. He switched to McCree. And oh my goodness, Lynx takes out TVIC, says, you think you're going to be a factor here, TVIC? Maybe not. Immediately just dispatching him for a very quick first blood on the game. Sad days for TVIC fans everywhere. Taimu able to take out Bromas, though. IDDQD fighting right back. This is now 5v5. Junkrat, a big part of the defense, so Creation cannot rest on their laurels here, as TVIC will be back soon. Taimu coming out the flank. He's going to go down. Arts here cleaning house in the back, not allowing that McCree flank to go unanswered. Fanning the hammer, putting down a lot of damage, and getting to a very scrappy early fight here on Dorado. So Artier coming out, popping the Deadeye, looking for what he can get. Gonna have to cancel it, but still has the effect of zoning people out. And I gotta say, Artier more than anyone else always spams hello. It's his signature at this point. No other player spams hello as much as Artier. IDDQD though, not wasting any time. They're moving in. The Bridge of Up going to get just crushed by that flashbang combo. Lynx able to snipe out TVIC again. And Creation looking much more comfortable on Dorado defense here so far when compared to King's Row. And look at this, ult-wise, they have a whole bunch of ults at their disposal. Bromas gonna be able to drop a tire at a moment's notice. Artier with the Deadeye. Offensively, some ults are up too. Taimu does have his Deadeye. Chips has res, so both sides a little bit loaded for bear. Bromas, I would look for him to dodge into this building at a moment, look for the tire, and here it is. Tire is on the way, bobbing, weaving, looking left click, taking the long way about. He's going for value. Will he find it? The enemy team is all just, they backed out. They didn't feel very tired today. Tire going to get no value, and we will go from there. But Artier was able to get pick off as they were retreating, so not the worst. And yeah, really nice stuff coming out from Creation so far against IDDQD. Meanwhile, we have Taimu running in, looking for the flashbang pickoff, not able to get Deadeye coming down from Taimu. Taimu looking to make this happen for his team. He is going to get taken out. W-moused one by Numlock. Numlock, though, getting tackled by Coco, trying to tackle in turn. Big Resurrects coming up from IDDQD won't be enough. Chips is going to go down, and Groundhog Surge coming out. It is absolute pandemonium, but the kill feed turning very red. Link's one of the last remaining people up for his team, the only remaining person up for his team. And I don't think he's going to be enough to hold this from IDDQD. What a fight! So many casualties on both sides, but IDDQD able to turn it in their favor. We have the Dragon Blade coming from Tvik. Tvik going to get taken out immediately by the sniper play of Lynx. And I'll tell you what, the payload is yet to reach a point. Creation able to get back in time. Didn't think it was going to happen, but they made it happen. So good job to Lynx for hanging in there. And Tvik actually saying, I've had enough of Genji. I'm going Reaper. So Lynx definitely holding the fort down and then some. And now IDDQD actually a minute 45 away from getting stopped here. And oh my goodness, a Deadeye from R tier gets two people, gets through the shield. Chipsogen now in deep trouble, getting chased down by R tier. R tier back up a little bit, saying, you know, wait a second, I'm a little bit low HP, but a full team wipe in favor of Creation Esports. So really good stuff coming out from them. My goodness. And now IDDQD, only a minute 20 remaining. They only have about one big push left. Tvik switching off again to Farah. We're going to see if they can get value off this or not, but they need to make something happen now and fast. And I tell you what, Numlock can be the spoiler here. Numlock can come in with an Earth Shatter and just absolutely dictate the pace of this next fight. All eyes on Numlocked here. I think if he lands a good Earth Shatter, it might be over. And there it is! A big Earth Shatter comes down! Just the door slamming in the face of IDDQD. Numlocked being the hero. Just saw that coming in. Meanwhile, Tvik is in the back with a bit of support. You know, Tvik is known for heroics, but I think this might be a little bit much. He is going to get taken out. My goodness. So now 45 seconds remaining. There is still a little bit of hope for IDDQD, but this is going to be a very hurried offensive run-in. And I'll note, by the way, Nox has a teleporter back up as well. Or at least he has the ability to put it down. He hasn't put it out just yet. Down goes the teleporter, and you gotta like this look so far for Creation. Sound barrier coming out. IDDQD on their last cast. Taimu able to take out Numlock. Numlock going down immediately. 6v5. Deadeye coming out from Taimu. He's looking to get at least another pickoff here. Hasn't gotten it just yet. Bromas very close to building a Death Blossom. So see what he does on the flank. Meanwhile, he has Chipsogen in his sights. Chipsogen has to run away. Meanwhile, the cart is moving forward. R-Tier knocks able to pick off two. Taimu picks off R-Tier. This is very, very close. IDDQD trying to push this as much as they can. Both teams swarming all over the cart. We'll see who can hold. Tvik and Taimu able to get a pair of kills there. Down goes the teleporter. IDDQD going to move it forward, but man, they did not have a whole lot of time left. But a nice last push coming in from them to at least keep the map moving forward. So taking a look at Tvik here. Tvik moving forward. Does have Barrage at the ready. Could just be looking to get a full team wipe on his own. A little bit risky, but you know he's been known to do this from time to time. We're gonna take a look at him, but no, he's gonna go with reason and back up. Not going to be too crazy just yet. Offensively, the ults are pretty good though. I mean, they have Barrage, they have Deadeye, they have Earth Shatter. Taimu gets taken out by Lynx though, so Deadeye perhaps not coming out anytime soon. Lynx gets some damage on the Zarya, and really good shots from him coming out. Almost gets a shot on Coco. Coco able to turn the shield in time. Moving forward, and look at this. The defensive Creation just moving forward, being very oppressive. Down goes Tvik, getting zero value out of that barrage. Lynx takes out Nabridgebup, absolutely on fire, makes it a double kill. And this is really nice stuff coming out so far from Creation. Even though they gave up that first point in the end, they are not making anything easy for IDDQD, and they look like a different team on Dorado when compared to King's Row. So a little bit quiet here, both teams resetting. Bromas though, let's take a look at him. He has a Death Blossom. He is ready to bloom and drop in from the back. Look at this, sneaky. I love it. He's coming in. Down comes a Death Blossom. One kill on the Mercy. Mercy actually, the Mercy didn't immediately go down there. Mercy was able to res one person he killed, so that did not quite work out the way he was looking for. The defense suffering 4 losses immediately. Lynx were the only people left. The res is going to bring up Bromas. We'll see if this is enough, but that, It looked good going in, but a good reaction from IDDQD and Chips to negate some of that. And now the kill feed going all blue and red off that res. I don't know who's going to win this fight. It's absolute craziness. Both teams getting their licks in. Meanwhile, taking a look. 2 big picks from Lynx, but Tvik able to take him out, and then Tvik looking for more. Has both Mercy and Lucio at his mercy here. No pun intended. Down comes the Deadeye. He doesn't even want to, deal with this anymore, but the Deadeye might not be able to use it. I think he's just going to have to cancel here. So nice position coming out from Dracaeus and Nox respectively, the delay Tvik there, and buy their team time to get onto the point. Meanwhile, Lynx able to take out Taimu over the shield, goes the flashbang. Lynx with a double kill here so far though, making a triple. Lynx absolutely on fire. Creation only has to hold here for 20 more seconds. So, Lynx moving forward, looking to get some extra picks here. I mean, honestly, if he gets in there a pick, I'm not even sure they can get to the payload in time, to be honest. The Tracers are coming out. He's just looking to pick off the Tracers. Down goes Taimu. Call it Tracer Patrol or what, but Lynx making stuff happen. They're not able to get to the payload in time, and a good defensive hold coming out for Creation.
Play of the game.
So play the game coming out here from Internet Hulk. This is, this didn't captain the point, but it came very, very close. And this is where immediately after this, we saw really the defense of Creation able to come back and hold it. So, good stuff coming out from both ends. Both teams having their moments of play. But what we saw there was a nice hold coming out from Creation. And now Creation, their path to victory is many-fold here. All they have to do is capture point A before it hits overtime. They win the map. Or conversely, all they have to do is complete the map, or not even complete the map, just get to the point that IDDQD did not get to, and they'll win that way as well. So multiple roads for victory here for Creation, and evening up the series 1-1.
Prepare to attack.
So we're switching here to the other side, and I'll note, IDDQD does have one very clear path to victory here, and that's just simply holding Creation at point A. We've seen them hold at point A time and time again. That's sort of been IDDQD's thing. Maybe not so much anymore, but don't be fooled by IDDQD, because we've had plenty of casts in the past where, the other team had a really good offense. Or the other team had a really good defense. What will IDDQD do? Well, they'll come back with an even better defense. I don't know if that's still going to be the case given all the roster changes and sort of mortality of IDDQD as of late, but we're going to find out. So taking a look here at the defense, rolling out for the side of IDDQD, we're going to have Chipsogen on the Zenyatta, Taimu on McCree, Internet Hulk on Symmetra, Tvik on the Junkrat, and the Bridge Up on Lucio and Coco, rounding things out on the Reinhardt. Meanwhile, taking a look at the offense, interesting stuff coming out here. Although I feel like I've been getting fooled a lot by teams just switching up their comps last minute at this point, so I don't know whether to trust or not, but a Lynx on Junkrat, Numlocked on Reinhardt, Nox on the Lucio, Dracaeus on Mercy, R-Tier on McCree, and Bromas on the Zarya. So Lynx not going on the offensive Widow. He's been offensive Widow a lot on this map, but, he's just saying, I'm just going to go Junkrat instead. A Scarecrow Junkrat, no less. I don't think I've seen too much of that skin. I think people, when they buy Junkrats in this currency, tend to prefer Joker, but hey, Scarecrow is alright with me. So, Lynx with the damage boosted Junkrat, looking to break up the death ball of IDDQD, and really, Creation just looking for a quick win here to even up the series 1-1. Both sides still at full strength. Lynx looking to poke where possible, get over that Reinhardt shield if he can, or just outright break it. But the payload is moving forward, but the real test about to come for Creation, as getting into this courtyard successfully can be very, very difficult. Meanwhile, taking a look at the defensive end for Taimu. Taimu, of course, McCree can be the linchpin of a defense on Dorado. Flashbang coming in over the top, rushes down Numlock. Numlock is charged into the back by Coco. That looked absolutely devastating. Internet Hulk takes out Lynx, and IDDQD going to swarm the Creation offense here and try and take it out and go for a full team wipe. Bromas now, very highly charged Zarya is going to get taken out. R-Tier still alive, looking for anything he can get here, is going to go down as well. That's going to be a full team wipe for IDDQD. but I did like the approach that came out from Creation, and hey, they have a lot of time to do this. They have 3 minutes, 50 seconds. That's at least good for another 4 to 5 pushes, and if they get there just a little bit quicker than IDDQD, they will take this map. So looking at Tvik here, Tvik throwing the Junkrat bombs at the shield. Might be seeing a tire here very soon. Oftentimes, Junkrats will telegraph a little bit by looking for a little bit of an LS break, and then they'll pull up the tire. Tvik not going for it just yet. We see defensive sound barrier coming out, and here comes IDDQD. They're going to rush in off this. 4 kills immediately, just an absolutely oppressive rush in. And this is going to push Creation back. But again, Creation does have time, and I'll tell you what, if I was Creation right here, I would actually go out of my way to just save ults. Save ults, save up 6 ults if you need be, and go for that one big push. Because time-wise, you don't have to wait. You know, you don't have to set any sort of speed record here. You just need to get this point very slightly faster. So they can be a little bit greedy with their approach here. We'll see if that's what they do or not. Deadeye does come out from Artier. Artier able to take out an Abridged buff. Surprised that he got taken out there. Defensive Transcendence is out. Artier takes out Coco. 2 down here for the defense. Taimu right now looking to stabilize it a bit. Getting in that Defensive Transcendence. A big res comes out for the offense. Now the offense looking to be very crushing here. Numlock's coming in with the WMS1. Meanwhile, let's take a look at Lynx. Lynx looking for pickoffs. The kill feed is awfully in favor of Creation Esports here. There's a teleporter. Lynx shooting it. Down it goes. The numbers advantage very much in favor of Creation, and they only need to get a few more kills here to move forward and cap out this map. Bromas taking out Coco. Lynx on the bridge above. Creation feels the map victory. They only need a little bit more. Getting in on Tvik. Tvik in trouble. Down he goes to Lynx. And the payload is moving. It only has to go a little bit further. There's just a Lucio and a Tracer delaying. They both go down. The payload's moving forward. And there it is, ladies and gentlemen. Creation takes map 2. We have ourselves a series 1-1. I can't wait to see what we get out of map number 3. So we are going back, and guys, I have some bad news for you, or good news, depending on how you wish to take it. If you're a fan of Bastion, Bastion has said that he doesn't really want to stay too much on the cast. He has a real-life emergency. He actually has to go help people out in their Overwatch games, so Bastion is going to be leaving us on the cast, but Hexagrams is back. We're going to be bringing him in, and he will be selling out far better than I could ever hope to. I mean, hopefully I kept his memory going, but we're going to bring him in. Ladies and gentlemen. Wait, don't say anything, Hex. Your Skype is way too loud. Don't blow up the... He raised his hands. He knew. I saved your eardrums, people. They've been saved. So, all right, Hex, now make your grand entrance. How are you?
I don't know if I can outdo what Bastion did already today, but I'll try. How's it going, man? Your voice got to be fried.
You know, it was heading there, but, you know, I endured. So, 1 second here as we set this up to reflect that Hexagrams is with us. Take one last good look at Bastion. Bastion, say goodbye to the people. Beep boop. I'm gonna bring in the one and only Hex. Hopefully the window capture is on point here. We're gonna find out in a second.
Yeah, I got to see some of it, man. You did a really good job of that selling out. I was super proud of you.
Yeah, I mean, I was just like, okay, what would Hex do?
Yeah, which is the worst thing to think in most situations unless you're trying to sell stuff on the internet.
So, 1 second here. We are getting Hex in here. We didn't have time to do this before the stream, obviously. So, we almost got him in.
Yeah, man. Like I was able to catch some of it. I don't know all the results yet. Like I literally just walked in the door and I was like, hey, I wonder what's going on here. And then I'm watching like Flat Earth, which doesn't exist anymore. Now Creation, congrats to those guys. Play IDDQD. You know, with Taimu on the team. It's good Overwatch already today. Definitely.
Well, of course, the big news is like, hey, wait a second. Tvik is back with IDDQD. It's just like the days of our Overwatch, I suppose.
Yeah,
all right, so you guys could see Hex just slowly creeping into the picture. With his new haircut, too. Looking good, man. Looking good.
Thanks. Appreciate it.
I need to go in for a haircut, my own. Like, I'm trying to grow my hair out longer, but there's parts where... Okay, there we go. You are fully back in the picture. You are there.
Sweet. So catch me up. What did we just see? Where are we going now?
We just saw Creation even things out versus IDDQD. It is now 1-1. We're moving to map number 3. It's going to be Watch Point Gibraltar, it looks like.
Excellent. So yeah, I mean, Creation Esports is going to take me a while to get used to that, but it's Flat Earth, right? And Flat Earth and IDDQD is one of my favorite matches to watch. This has been like kind of a rivalry, but like a very friendly rivalry for a while. And Flat Earth is one of the teams, even before the roster mix-ups, that was able to take down, full-fledged IDDQD. So I mean, it's kind of still like what we're seeing today, obviously. So IDDQD, not its former glory, but Creation Esports under the new moniker, they got to be playing extra hard today.
Yeah, I mean, it's like you get branded by a team. It's like, okay, well, we just got sponsored. We need to go extra hard. But as Flat Earth, they were doing incredibly well. I mean, you think about what they were doing. They had some very, very good sets. Of course, they won the game on Cup just yesterday over IDDQD.
Right.
That was a different roster, sans Tvik, but realistically, Flat Earth has really been raising their level of play, and hopefully they will continue that forward now under the banner of Creation.
Yeah, did in the map draft, did IDDQD ban out King of the Hill maps? You'd have to think so, right?
They did ban out King of the
Yeah,
Hill,
'cause
so there will be no King of the Hill today, and Nepal got taken out relatively early, but their first ban still was Route 66.
Okay. Yeah, because Creation Esports Flat Earth is really good on King of the Hill maps, and IDDQD still not very good on Nepal. So I'm not surprised that those were banned out. Gibraltar, though, probably see some Crossfire, right?
Yeah, Gibraltar could very well see the Crossfire defense that has been a mainstay in general in the scene, so would not be surprised if we see that. But really, I mean, we've seen different looks at the meta in general, so who knows? You never know when a team is going to pull out a Protect the President comp. That's all I'm saying.
I've seen so much Bastion on Route 66 now. Like, every time I play, I'm just cursing Cloud9 for bringing Bastion into the meta. El Presidente, as it were.
El Presidente, indeed.
I hope that catches on as like Bastion's unofficial nickname, just El Presidente. It's so great. But yeah, Creation looking good too. Numlock looked a lot more in tune with the team today. In the brief 5 minutes I saw, I'm gonna make sweeping generalizations, but I saw his Reinhardt playing Dorado. He looked really good. Yesterday they threw him on Winston a couple times because he was just kind of freelancing, jumping around, going ape. But looked really good. This roster is definitely solidifying itself for Creation.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, it's one of those things where you can put a bunch of players or great players on a team, but you have to get the right mix of personalities and styles to have things really work out. And maybe Creation has found that. Going 1-1 against IDDQD, no small feat. But taking a look here at the defense coming out from the IDDQD side is going to be Chipsogen back on Zenyatta. We saw him sort of freelancing to different characters in a bit while Tvik was off the team, but he is back on Zenyatta, arguably one of the best Zenyatas in the game. Lots of praise to him. Coco on the Symmetra, Internet Hulk on 76, Tvik on the Tracer, the Bridgebup on Lucio, and Taimu going to be representing on 76. So two 76s coming out here for the defense, very much trending towards the Crossfire.
Yeah, we saw Chips and Bridgebup. I know he's Harry Hook. He's Bridgebup to me. Both playing a little DPS yesterday under kind of the different roster of IDDQD, and it was like watching a fish trying to climb a tree. It just looked uncomfortable for them, and it did not work out well for them. Now, offensively, to try to crush this, Flat Earth, now Creation Esports. It's weird because those Creation, Flat Earth, whatever, something's going on there. Illuminati confirmed. Dracaeus will be on Morte, Artier will be on McCree, Lynx, of course, on Widowmaker, Numlocked on Reinhardt, Nox on Lucio, and Bromas will be the Winston. Get a double tank here.
From light into being.
Yep, the double tank is coming out. The starting bell is being rung. And we're going to take a look at Lynx. Lynx, of course, has been absolutely on point through a lot of the set. We'll see if he can keep that going forward here as he moves forward. Really just good Widow play in general that we've seen today. I feel like Widows across the scene have been leveling up. And look at that, first pick of the game, immediately dispatches Coco. Teleporter not coming out anytime soon for IDDQD.
Yeah, so they're doing the defense of just holding this right room as best as possible. A huge turret nest there. Of course, like you said, the teleporter's not going to be there on time, but they're getting kind of segmented in the back line here. The Tracer and Zen have to be careful up top.
Yeah, the Chipsogen was able to pick off a double kill. Good play coming out from him, but as you said, they were able to get to the point. Defenses don't really care too much about teams getting to this first point, though, just because it has no real effect on the game minus the time. There's no spawn point changes or anything like that.
Yeah, I mean, I almost always forget this first point even exists. The real battle almost always comes at the second point on this map, so they're going to try to clean a room. The one Winston jumps in, tries to deal with the 76 in the distance, though.
Tvik able to get in, takes out Bromas. Back and forth between both teams. Red and Blue both getting their fight in. And a Resurrect coming up for the offense. This might be exactly what Creation needs. Most of their members still alive after that res. And we'll see if it's enough to crack this defense of IDDQD. Meanwhile, though, Taimu has people in his sights. Tac Visor is up, looking for pickoffs. Archer takes out Tvik. Taimu takes out Lynx. It is an absolute bloodbath on both sides here, Hex.
Yeah, they kind of got pinched in there. They were really committing to taking out this room. Did not kill the Symmetra. Got a couple of her turrets down though, and they're making her uncomfortable, unable to set up in here, but they did reinforce on the other side, kind of put them in a vice maneuver here in this room.
Yep, and while that was looking really good for the offense is saying, okay, we're just going to back up a bit. IDDQD able to hold in. It was looking really dicey for a moment, but good defense coming out from the side of IDDQD. Taking a look here, we are almost certainly going to be joined in battle in a moment. The offense moving forward. They're on top of the payload. Deadeye is coming out from R-Tier. R-Tier looking to get anyone. He knows what time it is. The other team knows what time it is. He might have to save it, though. Doesn't have anyone in it yet. And Internet Hulk busting out the tack visor, has people in his sights. Both teams still at full HP. The Sound Bearer did go down for the offense. Defensive Transcendence goes down as well. They're moving in. T-Vic and Taimu able to get the first 2 kills of this. Drakeus able to get the res off and does not die as well. Came really close, but oh, Ed's Helix rocketed in the back. Both sides trading off kills, but a little bit more blue than red here so far. But hey, red is coming right back. Numlocked able to get the kill. W Mouse wanting. And my Overwatch has crashed.
Well, I mean, they did a really good job of pulling that back, actually. I mean, it looked like they were in deep trouble there. They scattered even after the sound barrier. They had all angles covered, did IDDQD from the top to the left, but the tank stayed alive. McCree came in, R-Tier did, and cleaned it up. They get this first point. How's the client going?
I'm getting back in. It should put me back in, I hope, but until then, take it away, Hex.
Well, just holler at me. I'll open the door for you. Now they're trying to lock down this other room, big pack room for those of you who can't see it right now, but it gets cleaned up and pushed out very quickly by the offense. D.Va moving in through there. So they've got some good momentum on this card. They've got some good presence to work with here. They're not going to get shut out. Crossfire is not going to be in full effect just yet.
And we are loading on Watchpoint Gibraltar. We are loading OXOOOOO for a moment, but we are getting back in,
well,
I swear.
Just 3K'd people with a high noon, and they're really pushing this card. It's under the shuttle. They're doing really good work. D.Va has just taken out everyone who's trying to flank them consistently.
So we're still loading in here, hoping to get back in sooner rather than later.
Well, Bromas still going ham on his flex tank on D.Va, cleans out another room with his ultimate, does pay his life for it, but while that happened, they took third point. They're through the hangar area in very quick time.
Yeah, Creation definitely finding the groove. They started out a little bit slow, had issues dealing with the crossfire defense, but they're moving forward. R-Tier able to take out Coco there. 3 kills for the side of Creation. And IDDQD looking a bit shell-shocked here thus far.
Yeah, they are rolling. Hulk and Tavik are trying to get some flanking done, and while they did have some success on the first point, the hangar phase was an entirely different animal, and mostly based on, the D.Va play from Bromas coming out, finding them, shutting them down immediately, just being able to one-on-one those DPS flankers.
I'm taking a look, R-Tier, just looking to take out that Reinhardt shield, poking, and a lot of momentum right now on the side of the offense. That being said, defensive ults are at the ready. We do have a defensive Transcendence. We do have Tac Visor. Sound Barrier comes out for the offense, but Transcendence is out. So is Tac Visor. Taimu getting to shoot whatever he wants, although right now he's mostly shooting tanks. Still getting good effect. 2 kills for IDDQD. Bromas in trouble. Bromas gonna go down. And IDDQD going to weather the storm here of that offensive Sound Bearer and push back Creation and at least get a little bit of stabilization.
Yeah, Tavik does come up on Sniper 2 and takes out Lynx. Lynx, in my opinion, one of the better Sniper v Snipers Widows in the game. Gets taken out there, but I think in the last couple minutes, what we've seen from Creation is as their tanks go, so does the team go. When the tanks are playing well and getting kills, their teams has huge momentum. When they're getting caught out like that, they're getting shut down.
You see Deadeye coming out from R-Tier. R-Tier wasn't able to get anything off that just yet, but it did create a little bit of zoning. Let Creation come in off this flank. I like it. Earthshare, though, coming down from Coco, and that is going to lead to 3 quick kills for IDDQD. R-Tier trying to throw in as much poke as he can, but even if he kills this Winston, he's going to go down. Taimu with the exclamation point. And again, another big hold coming out from IDDQD.
I mean, they're going to have an answer for Tavik on Widow. The defensive Widow positioning on this last point is absolutely brutal. Very safe up there, even though it looks like she's out in the open. Just the sight lines and the angles of this last point make her very difficult to deal with. Bromas comes up on Reaper. That might be an attempt at an answer. Not the cleanest answer to a Widow, but it will help.
Widow will absolutely help. Lynx, of course, he's been really good at anti-Widow play. He's been coming in, getting the picks he needs to get. We'll see if he can do that here. He is moving forward. Winston diving in, the defense being highly aggressive. Coco charging in. It's all hands on deck. IDDQD rushing in. 2 kills so far on this push. Lynx able to take out Chipsogen in the back, though, so Widow striking, if nothing else. Tavik, though, takes out Bromas, and this is going to be another wipe and pair IDDQD. So IDDQD, they definitely started out pretty well, and then they got absolutely throttled in the hangar phase, just didn't even show up. But on the last point of Gibraltar, they've sort of stabilized and found their footing.
Well, this is a map that I feel if you can just finish it, you're in a good position to get yourself in a decent area for win conditions, because it's a hard map to finish.
Yep, Deadeye coming out there, moving forward. Both teams trading out poke. Lynx able to take out Tvik though on that offensive Widow. RTR takes out Nabridgebup, and this is very, very good for Creation so far. They got the picks they needed. Another big pick off from Lynx. Lynx, can he get Chipsogen? Chipsogen eats a shot. He's really close to dying. He needs to be careful.
Yeah, Bromas finish him. I don't love the death class up there.
down
I
he
don't think it
goes.
was absolutely needed. It'd be nice to have it right now to shut down this doorway.
Lynx versus Tvik. Fighting it out. Tvik barely able to escape with his life, gets in the spawn, but offensive sound barrier is out. This is a very big push coming out for Creation. They're so close to finishing out this map.
Yeah,
Tvik comes back though, is able to take out Lynx. They're fighting on top of the payload. Both teams absolutely going ham. Numlocked with an Earth Shatter, moves in, crunches Coco. And this is, that's gonna be map. There you go.
Yeah, stalled out a little bit there, but when they were finally able to neutralize Tvik, they were, able to push more securely. And like I said, as their tanks go, so does their momentum go. Numlocked in with an Earth Shatter late, got a charge in to really clean up the rest of the cart, really, finish out that map for him. This might be the 3K you disconnected on. Yep.
I wasn't, my Overwatch couldn't handle all the excitement, Hex. I'm sorry. I'm just glad you were here. That was a triple kill. He got bombed by Tvik at the very end, but the damage was done. 7:17 is our time.
Yeah, I mean, which is a decent time. We've seen teams absolutely get shut down on this map, and a lot of maps teams will be able to shut down the offensive team on the first point or somewhere in this. In this map, it's definitely the hangar area that it gives teams the most trouble getting through. It reminds me of control points in a little bit, that you have to capture the second point on this map and then have some momentum going into the hangar, otherwise you're going to get completely stalled out. So we'll see what they can do. 7:17, like you said.
All right, so we are loading in here to the next map, next round rather, taking a look at both sides. We'll have the defense for Creation out for you in a moment. We just saw from Creation back on Dorado, they can play some very, very strong defense.
Yeah, that Dorado defense looked good. Again, I wasn't there for all of it. I saw some good numlocked plays, some just solid all-around defense. So it's going to be interesting what they come up with here. I think they might be one of the few teams that has run double tanks pretty consistently, especially in this meta, but it does look like IDDQD might queue up some offensive tanks of their own.
Yeah, interesting stuff that's been coming out from teams around the meta. We do see points where teams will run double Winston, sort of dive in. I think we're seeing more of the Winston Reinhardt sort of trying to balance it out a little bit, get more consistent presence on the cart with the ability to dive in. Right. Because teams have gotten very wise to the double Winston dive ins. They know what's happening. We saw a little bit of it earlier in the day, and it did not work out quite as well as teams would have liked. But taking a look here at the Creation side as they roll out for the defense, we are going to have R-Tier on the McCree, Bromas on the 76, Lynx on a defensive Widow, Dracaeus on Mercy, Nox on Lucio, and Numlocked on the Reinhardt.
Yeah, I think the double Winston and Reinhardt, the more tanks entering the meta, it's just an organic response to the hit scan heavy meta that we saw coming into it. So it's just the next step in the evolution of the meta. That said, on offense, they're going to have Internet Hulk on that Winston. Coco will be playing Reinhardt. Taimu will be playing the offensive Widowmaker. Tvik will be on McCree. Chipsogen on Mercy. And Nabridgebup, Harry Hook, Never Give Up on Lucio.
So there it is. The timer is set. It is 7:17, the total time. It is underway. And in comes the offense of IDDQD. Internet Hulk getting a lot of poke early on. He almost goes down between the McCree fire and the Widowmaker fire. Internet Hulk barely escaping with his life. Defense, so to say, they wanted to go for maybe an early pick early on, but they didn't get it, so they're just going to hold back here, giving up the first point entirely. But that's standard for Gibraltar.
Yeah, first point does not matter much. Now, they're not really nesting up here because they don't have the Symmetra that the earlier composition did on defense. So they're just not really valuing a teleporter as much as IDDQD did, and it looks like IDDQD might just kind of ignore
Lynx
this
able
fight.
to take out Chipsogen for first blood. A beautiful Mercy pick. Bromas takes out TJO. 3 kills so far for the defense, and IDDQD definitely in a bit of trouble here. They're going to have to back up and regroup, and Art's here with the exclamation point. 2 extra kills. Love it.
Yeah, I mean, this has been kind of the defensive posture we've seen on this map for a while on the second point. You just hold the room. It really doesn't give the offense a great angle of attack any which way. You can cover all of the entrances towards this room just fine. And if they choose to ignore it and just go past the cart, then you're in a good position to kind of slam on them from behind, too. So they're going to have to find some quality initiation here, but it also takes away the initiation ability of a character like Winston.
So they go here. We do have Taimu on the Widowmaker. He's looking for pickoff, so he's in a beautiful spot here. He could get it. Misses a shot on 76, but he had the opportunity. 76 able to dodge away. Gets one shot onto Lynx. Looking for another if he can get it. Recon Visor is up. Their offense is absolutely stifling. They're moving in. IDDQD on the move. Taimu able to take out Numlocked with the assist from Coco. Charging in. But IDDQD here, kill feed very red. They're moving in. A few kills from the defense, but it's not enough. The Resurrect comes up. I don't think they're going to be able to stabilize here, Hex.
Yeah, I think the res should come up and they should be retreating off of this. But whoa, spoke too soon. Bromas,
just as I say that, Bromas comes in, doesn't even care, pops attack visor, gets 2 extra kills. My goodness, that was looking like an easy in for IDDQD. Taimu able to take out Bromas finally, but Bromas won against the world, just letting the attack visor go absolutely ham.
Yeah, Creation has flipped 2 fights on this point, once on offense and now again on defense. Now it is eventually cleaned up, but it did buy them time to get in position for this hangar on defense, which is exactly where you want to be.
Yeah, it's one of those things where it looked very much a fair IDDQD, and in the end it was, but Bromas opened the door for actually holding that there, and that was nutty. I mean, yeah, sure, it's just, you know, chat might go, hey, just press Q, but finding the timing in to go there and actually living long enough to get those kills, that's insane.
It's just the decision making too. Like I said, I would have backed out. I would have been in hangar waiting for them to come in on me, but not Bromas. But they are very far back now in the hangar, and now they're making very good progress as IDDQD on offense.
Yep, and they need to keep making good progress. I mean, they only have about 4.5 minutes left, and you might think that's a lot of time, but the time can get away from you very quickly in the higher phase. The fight is getting engaged. Taking a look at Taimu looking for the pick in the back. Meanwhile, taking a look at R-Tier. R-Tier, defensive Deadeye, takes out Internet Hawk. Lynx is able to kill Taimu. That's 2 kills for the defense. Creation, moving forward. They want to buy time in the hangar. They want to get good defensive positioning, and this is the way you do it. You move in after a pick. Lynx able to take out T-Vic. The kill feed very blue at the moment as they're moving forward, and really, IDDQD just needs to back up, wait for respawns, but they're going to concede a lot of positioning here by then, and wow, Coco just got crunched.
A really cool decision there by Drakeus. The offense did Resurrect, brought up 2. Drakeus said, you know what, we'll fight at full force 2. I'll use my Resurrect on 1 person, brought him back up, and then they just were able to hold that very close to the cart. Now that the cart's moving back, they're going to be able to get position on top of this hangar, and with these hit scan classes in this shield, it's not something you want to push in against this offense.
Yeah, right now, only 3.5 minutes remain for IDDQD, and if Creation can get about 2 more wipes, they put themselves in a great spot to go up 2-1 in our best of 5 series. In comes Attack Visor, going wild. Bromas and R-Tier getting 2 kills to start this out. Attack Visor doing work, making a double kill, and IDDQD going to get thrown back. But look at this, while they're getting thrown back, they still get progress in the cart, so they lost a lot of people, but they prioritized the cart, and it's not a total loss for them.
Yeah, Tavik did get behind and got a very sneaky, McCreepy high noon off. Lynx was trying to headshot him during that high noon, was unable to hit it, but regardless of that, they're still in good position. They have everything up that they want up. They're able to get in this hangar again, and offense has to go back to the drawing board.
Yep, offense, part of that drawing board is going to be Taimu. Look at her picks, and down goes Bromas. Eats a Widow bullet to the dome, and now this opens the door for IDDQD to move in. Internet Hulk going to seize the opportunity, activates his Primal Rage. R-Tier, though, striking right back, takes out in the bridge above. To Vic on Numlocked. Absolutely back and forth by both teams. Taimu looking for the Mercy pick. If he gets it, he can stop the res, but he's not able to get it just yet. In fact, looking for the Widow instead. Crazy shot goes down, doesn't get the headshot. Fighting Bromas, takes him out! My goodness! IDDQD turning that fight entirely in their advantage. They're going to get through the hangar phase, and Hex, they have 2 minutes left to complete this map. They can do this.
An amazingly smart resurrection there, turned it into a 6v5, but those 5 that were remaining for Creation were all very low health. We're able to get cleaned up very quickly. Yeah, 2 minutes left. They are in great position to try to finish this map out. Tavik also has his high noon up, the only ultimate on the board.
Yep, Deadeye, of course, very good. It can push people back and can buy you time as the payload moves forward. You don't even always have to kick kills with Deadeye, though. Obviously, it's nice if you do. It's a very multi-talented ult that really gets the best use out of it in comp play. So, both teams trading off poke here. They're moving in. Deadeye coming out from T-Vic, waiting to see if that Reinhardt shield will go down. Doesn't go down, doesn't get anything off of it. So, can't count that one as a loss, but still, both teams still full strength. Big Earth Shatter, though, coming down from Numlocked. Numlocked and R-Tier going in, pick up 2 kills quickly. Resurrection is out. T-Vic still in here, but kill feed entirely blue. Bromas gets in the back, had people in his sights. Gonna get killed by T-Vic at the end, but that's really sort of, you know, last gasp. And the defensive res gonna come up and just really slam the door at IDDQD here.
Yeah, res charges
But
so fast.
Taimu coming back. Already gets 2 pickoffs. Taimu making something out of nothing. If you can get another pickoff, IDDQD could regroup here much sooner than they otherwise probably should be.
Yeah, Taimu is top 5 sniper, but he's so streaky as sniper that he gets scary. He can go those 3 and 4Ks at any time.
Well, I'm looking forward here as we look at this last engagement. Only a minute remains for IDDQD. They need to make this happen now. Coco able to take out Numlocked. R-Tier takes out Coco. 5v5. They're down a tank. Taimu needs to get these picks to go forward. The Deadeye is out from R-Tier. R-Tier looking to just kill anyone. He does kill Internet Hulk. Lynx takes out Nabrija. Taimu finding his team collapsing around him. In comes Bromas. Bromas just rushes that down. Takes out T-Vic for good measure. And time-wise, a mere 34 seconds remain. There might be a small possibility. Coco with the Earth Shatter. He's taken out by R-Tier. And that probably does it. Creation going to go up 2-1 versus IDDQD. The GG is said. And what a series so far.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if they had time to maybe boost in and try to get a more impactful Earth Shatter down, but that is time for Creation Esports. They take that. I think they're up 2-1 now.
They are up 2-1.
Okay, and you know, you mentioned Unfixed had been leveling up, and it just seems like Flex players all over the place are leveling up because Bromas has like really stood out the last week or so too.
Yeah, Bromas had some great moments there. I mean, he had people in his sights, and even when he didn't have people in his sights, it didn't matter. He still tracked them down. So Bromas playing a bit of the hero role today. Really good stuff coming from that. Gonna let the cart push to the end here. And again, Creation now potentially going to be able to take the first set of our Overkill GG League away from IDDQD.
Yeah, and I mean, this is kind of original IDDQD, isn't it? With Taimu and Tavik on the roster? Like, I mean, it's not the Mendo version, but it's Taimu and Tavik.
Now, the one downside for IDDQD, of course, is that they haven't practiced with this roster in a while, so that's not helping them, but really, you can't take anything away from Creation. I mean, they started off the day a little bit weak on map 1, but they have come back very strong. They had a very strong showing yesterday back when they were Flat Earth, and really just good stuff coming out from them.
Yeah, I mean, I think the addition of Numlocked has looked really good for them so far. He's played very well, and just it allows their other tank play to kind of do whatever they want, as he's been on like the steady Reinhardt-ish tank, and if they solo tank, he plays that as well, allowing the other players in the roster to flex out. They've looked very good the last couple days, and even going back to One Nation of Gamers tournament, if they had not gone out and accidentally run up against Impulse 11 in the first round of losers bracket, I think they could have made a decent run in that too. So Flat Earth peaking at the time where they get signed by Creation Esports.
Definitely, and you know, all the more power to them, and what a greater way to say thank you for signing us as a sponsor than taking out IDDQD in the group stage of our Overkill.GG League. And Hex, you were missing for the beginning of the stream, but would you like to tell the good people at home who is making this league possible? Who do they have to thank? The floor is yours.
Well, this isn't even going to be like overly flourish type, because this is just legit hype. This is a $5,000 tournament just to start with. And that, of course, is furnished by the wonderful people who make these wonderful chairs. That's DX Racer. G2A is into the pool as well. And if you want to add into this prize pool, it's already guaranteed 5K, but we're going to be running our Matcherino page every time that we're on the tournament, even when we're not on screen. The Matcherino page will be up. So that is !Matcherino in chat. You can donate for free with the coupon code Overkill. That throws $1 into the prize pool. You know how to do it. You've heard me say it several times. We appreciate it. The players appreciate it. 5K for our Overkill.GG League format tournament. This is phenomenal.
Yep, and again, this just shows Overwatch is growing. The tournaments get bigger. League play is now a thing. Invite tournaments are a thing. It only goes up from here. We are on the ground floor of competitive Overwatch, and I can't wait to see how things develop going forward. And hey, the game comes out next month.
Yeah.
Repeat, we are out of beta. We are out of Only Watch in just a month. A little over a month if you want to be technical, but really very, very close now.
Well, I think there's a free beta test weekend coming up this weekend. Like, I don't know. I was busy this morning. I'm just trying to catch up on everything. Like, Flat Earth's on a team, beta's open, Overkill's happening. Like, you know what's a great thing is too is like, even though we've been in this for a couple months, it feels like it is growing and getting better every single week. Like, just tournaments, players, the hype, the chat, everything. Like, it is not stalled out at all, even since we've done this since what, the beginning of December. So it's been fun.
It goes back way back into the depths of Beta 1, so they're asking for ready. We are certainly ready. We're getting into Hollywood. This is map number 4 here. IDDQD looking to force map number 5, Stay Alive versus Creation. Of course, this is group stages. You can lose a set and it's not a big deal, but why not start out your Overkill GG tournament life off in the positive?
Yeah, this, I used to love Dorado, but I think, I've just, with my sellout roots kind of taking full hold, I might be on Hollywood train now, man. We've seen so many great matches on Hollywood. I've just always stumped for Hollywood, or Hollywood Stage 2 is my favorite stage in the game right now. Hopefully we can see some action there and you can understand why. Beautiful to see. So regardless of what happens, I'm always rooting for the offense to win first point and the defense to fail in some regard. We'll see. I mean, the defenses from IDDQD, I think, are still going to be top notch. It'll be interesting to see what Tvik runs. Those of you who are unfamiliar, Tvik is Pluppy, Pluppy is Tvik, Finkel is Einhorn, that kind of thing. So he usually runs Reaper on this map, and he's done some really cool things on his Reaper on defense, in particular on Hollywood.
Prepare to attack.
Yep, so we are moving in. This is going to be Hollywood. IDDQD versus Creation Esports. And Creation Esports on the verge of taking a set away from IDDQD early in this tournament. It's not just any IDDQD, it's IDDQD with Tvik, a much more traditional version of the team that we've seen. So really Creation Esports coming out very strong here today.
Yeah, I mean, this was their exact roster probably 6 weeks ago, 7 weeks ago, something along those lines, where they had Taimu on the team and they had Pluppy, aka Tvik. So this was the roster that was winning everything as well, and then they just added Mendo, and now Mendo gone, Taimu back, and like you mentioned earlier, yeah, I was watching a little bit at work. Hopefully I don't get fired for that. Not a big deal. But Taimu was on that team, and just the ripples that everything happened with IDDQ sent through the scene have been just weird to watch. But hopefully it'll stabilize. Overwatch rosters have been in flux, but relatively stable-ish.
Well, speaking of rosters, taking a look at the IDDQD roster as they set up here, they're going to have Taimu on the McCree, Coco on Reinhardt, Chipsogen on the Zenyatta, Internet Hulk on Symmetra, Tvik on the Junkrat, and the Bridge Up on Lucio.
Yep. And offensively, they're going to be running double McCree. This is a style that we've seen Creation run a lot in the last couple weeks. Numlocked is going to be playing Winston as well. Nox and Dracaeus will be on Lucio's, and Bromos is going to flex it out on Zarya.
And IDDQD actually defending really far up. Usually teams way too far back, and Tvik able to take out our tier early on. Has a very quick defensive kill. Beautiful Junkrat spam coming in. Let's take a look at Taimu. Taimu chasing down Numlocked, hitting his shots. Dracaeus in trouble. Dracaeus goes down. And that the aggressive defense paying off for IDDQD. It is a risk. You expose yourself a little bit more. It can backfire, but not backfiring there. And Creation just getting sent back with authority.
Yeah, it buys you essentially 30 seconds to win that first fight on defense like that. Tvik actually not on Reaper, surprisingly enough. He is on Junkrat. Also not super surprising. Tvik's Junkrat, one of the best in the game.
Tvik really, I mean, he holds Junkrat together in a way that few do, and it was very much on point when we saw the Game On tournament where they put Gyps on Junkrat and just didn't have the same effect. Yeah. That being said, we see the offense moving in here. They're going to look to just rush us down, but wow, just absolute destruction. A very quick 4 kills coming out from IDDQD, a full team effort. Junkrat bombs going off, the Kree shots going off, time with the exclamation point, sending Nox to his grave, and there is the team, the ominous team kill horn going off.
Yeah, well, I mean, this is the composition that Creation runs on King of the Hill maps, and it works really well for them on King of the Hill, but now they're going to switch off, and this is exactly what they need to do, in my opinion. Numlock comes off that Winston. He's going to be on the Reinhardt instead. A little bit of a more slow and steady approach, but they might have to make more changes if this push doesn't work either.
Yep, Lynx coming in. Lynx looking for an opportunity. Dodges out of the way of that Deadeye and might be approaching the teleporter. We'll see. Of course, we see the teleporter that he doesn't necessarily see, but he's actually hanging out there. Oh no, they're rushing in for it, but he's able to take out Taimu. Doesn't even care that Lucio and Zenyatta with him. And Chipsogen going to end that in a hurry, not wanting to get embarrassed by a single McCree, but not too bad coming out from Lynx.
Yeah,
that being said, that does give an opening for the offense. The offense was able to slip right in while they were dealing with Lynx, so perhaps Lynx's job is done. We will see. A little bit of pandemonium here in the point, and IDDQD going to push them out, but I did like that look coming out from Creation.
Yeah, and it is kind of off the back of this Reinhardt, able to get them more positioning than that Winston is. I just
speaking of Reinhardt, when did Reinhardt learn to fly?
Junkrat helps him out.
I know, Tvik said with the smiley face. He knows what he did. I mean, that was some serious airtime from Reinhardt.
Yeah, Kaplan mentioned they want to get a jump pad into the game with one of the heroes so that you can do flying Reinhardt strats.
That would be amazing. We see Internet Hulk able to take out Dracaeus. Quick kill for the defense. It's going to leave the offense at a bit of a disadvantage here. Ult-wise, a lot of defensive ults are up.
Though. It might be a game changer.
Yeah, Graviton can work out. They're going to have to wait for their Fallen to come back up. Bromas trying to get a little bit of energy before that, but what they do have to be careful here is the Junkrat Tire. Junkrat Tire, Deadeye, Earthshatter. There's a lot the defense can throw at the offense to ruin this, even if they do land a good Graviton Surge.
I think the moment you hear a Tire, you're going to hear one of the beats drop. They can be much more liberal with the Lucio sound barriers now that they're running 2 Lucios.
Yep, offensive sound barriers out. In comes Creation Esports. They want to take this now. Deadeye is coming out. Meanwhile, Tire is on the way. The Deadeye didn't do anything just yet, but the Tire actually going to get taken out. Not quite getting the value they want. Meanwhile, Artier with the Deadeye of his own, not getting anything just yet either, but really back and forth with both teams. Kill feed, red and blue all over. It's turning into just an absolute brawl. T-Vic still on the top, raining down Junkrat bombs. Taimu with the double kill cleanup, and down goes Artier to the well-placed bombs from T-Vic. So that's not going to work out quite the way that Creation wanted.
Yeah, we're going to have a couple changes here, and I think it might be a little late for Lynx. He is on the Ferret. He's going to try to get as much damage as possible to go for this Wombo combo with Bromas' Graviton Surge, which didn't come down in the last fight. They also have an Earthshatter about to be ready too. Their last good push is about on the way.
Yep, Graviton Surge is going to be on the way for Bromas. This is their last push. As you mentioned, they're moving in. Deadeye is out from Artier, looking to get what he can get. Doesn't get anything off that just yet. The Graviton Surge is going to be coming out. They need to get this point or their map will end in short fashion. Down goes the Graviton Surge. Is there going to be follow-up? Reinhardt shielding them from the worst effects. Down comes the Earthshatter. But Taimu over the top with the triple Deadeye, going to really spell doom for this push. Headshots Dracaeus just for good measure. And now maybe they can force an overtime, but this is not a very good look for the remainder of the map for Creation.
I mean, they have Earthshatter up, but it was just really smart defense by IDDQD. They knew that Graviton was incoming, that they hadn't seen it for a while, and that's already been on the field for a long time. They were very spread out. They happened to get 3 because Graviton has a wide area of influence, but the shield was up. They transcended out of it.
They're moving in. This is their last chance. A double kill concussive mine. Who needs an ult? T-Vic going ham with a triple kill. And here comes the Tire. If anyone remains, I think this Tire might end it. Doesn't kill the Mercy, though. Mercy might be going in for the Res.
Yeah, the Res already came off.
Res came out, and that might change it. The Res actually changing everything there. T-Vic not able to kill with the Tire in time, and now Creation Esports potentially turning around what started out very, very poorly for them. But Taimu comes with the double kill. Will IDDQD be able to hold? Coco's back on top. He's swinging the WMS1, takes out Artier. Numlocked on top of the point, fighting for his team's life. And Nox is still on there with Numlock. They are the last remaining people. Down goes Nox, down goes Numlocked. Will Lynx be able to get there in time? Lynx is there in time, turning into a absolutely desperate last gap standoff here for the side of Creation.
Yeah, triple tracers just to try to get to the point and keep it going. Absolute desperation. They're going to get cleaned up by Hulk, and that should spell the end of this. They are going to be keep trickling on the point, but at some point it reaches critical mass, and the point will flip over.
What a crazy last fight. Everything from the Junkrat opening to the Resurrection. Just absolutely cool stuff, but the takeaway from this is that all IDDQD needs to do to even up the series is capture point A.
Yeah, I just didn't love the composition they rolled out with their early from Creation. It is a very good composition on King of the Hill, and it's been one of the ones that they favored even in payload setups before, but I think once they switched to the Reinhardt, they had a little more success. Then when they switched to a Mercy, they had even more success. If they'd had a different composition to open that game, I think they could have eventually taken that point, because they got better as they started switching to different heroes.
Indeed. What a play of the game from Taimu, man. Not only getting the 3 kill Deadeye, but just slamming the door on Mercy. Mercy had, I mean, usually Mercy in that situation is going to die, but just like particularly brutal. So nice stuff coming up from him. IDDQD in the driver's seat. All they need to do is cap point A, and they're going to be bringing us to a map number 5.
Yeah, I feel a little nostalgic. IDDQD with TV, and they're playing Junkrat on defense. What is this, like last week? Man, those old times.
So, we're going over to the next round, IDDQD in the driver's seat. And yeah, I mean, it is sort of old times. Really, their classic roster will be that way for the duration of the tournament. And just so people are wondering there, is that as far as I know, I think TVIC is still looking for a different team, but I don't really know all the details. All I know is that that team isn't quite together right now, and IDDQD needed a player for this tournament. And of course, even if Tavik was on a different team or had that set up, that team wouldn't be able to play in this tournament here. And with $5,000 on the line, there's a lot of reason to play here.
Yeah, plenty of reason to play. I mean, I felt like making a bunch of different relationship analogies, but I don't think that's really the right way to do it. I think Tavik just wants to play, and right now, with his old buddies looking to fill a spot, that he's happy to come back and just play. I mean, there's something to be said about seeing tournaments be played and really the impact of it when you're not on a team and like kind of the reality setting in of like, what? Wait, no, I do want to play. Can I still play again? So that's why you see TV back right now. I don't know if it's official back again or anything, what's happening, but this is the roster as we'll see it throughout Overkill.gg.
So taking a look at the defense coming out for Creation Esports, we're going to have Drakeus on the Mercy, Artier on the McCree, Nox on Symmetra, Bromas on 76, Numblocked on Reinhardt, and Lynx going to be representing as everyone's favorite Junkrat.
Yeah, of course, their only win condition is to lock down this first point completely. To prevent that from happening, Tavik is going to be on Pharah, Chips is going to be on the Mercy, Taimu will be playing McCree, Internet Hulk on Zarya, Nabridgebup on Lucio, and Coco on Reinhardt. You know, as much as the meta has changed, and boy has it changed a lot, it seems to always start back up again with Lucio and Reinhardt.
And take a look here, the fight being engaged very, very quickly here. We see Tavik on that Pharah, raining death from above. And Pharah, oftentimes you see her a lot on early Highwood, you see her a lot on early King's Row, and IDDQD being pretty aggressive here. They do have a lot of time. I mean, all they have to do is capture this point, but it'd be great for them if they could just take this point before having to deal with ultimates. Ultimates, of course, bolstering the defense a whole lot. So,
yeah, I mean, you see that Pharah because it just really changes the angle of initiation sometimes coming from above. They are on the point.
Tavik right now down to 4 HP, almost going down there. Has to be careful. Goes back to get healed. Looking to take out Junkrat versus Lynx right now. Lynx trying to stay alive. Taimu, it gets in the back, is able to take out the teleporter. And RSA Stealth coming down. Good rockets coming down. One mid-air on the Mercy. Not enough quite yet. Really back and forth on both sides right now as both teams fight for control at this point.
Yeah, Hulk getting Ghostbuster crazy on two people. Takes down Bromas as well.
Deadeye coming out from Artier. Artier able to get a few kills, but he gets W-moused one out by Coco. Hammer's doing its job. And meanwhile, look at the offense. So the offense able to stabilize on the point, and it wasn't flashy, but they got enough kills, especially off that Taimu flank, to take the point, and there you have it. IDDQD going to force a map 5.
Yeah, I mean, kind of don't expect anything less at this point. How well.
Yeah, I forgot if you were here at the draft, but the map 5 is actually Hanamura.
Awesome. This day keeps getting better.
It does keep getting better, so to Hanamura we go. Very quick second round of Hollywood, but good offense coming out from IDDQD. Again, nothing flashy. You blink and you miss it, but they just got more kills, went forward, and there you go.
Well, I mean, they weren't able to ever get a teleporter up, and that's usually pretty rough on the first point if your Symmetra doesn't get that telly down quickly. You need to hold 1 or 2 fights on the defense to really be able to hold any longer than that. So those first pushes, as we've talked about so many times on control point or hybrid maps, are really deciding pushes in a lot of cases.
Indeed, indeed. So, map number 5. This is the dream, and just think, we're going to have this going on all month long here on Overkill.gg. Just the very best in league play, the best teams duking out against each other, and I just hope we keep getting these best of 5 sets, because talk about a way to enjoy Overwatch.
You know,
and hey,
go ahead.
Go ahead. No, I was just saying, hey, we might even get some Hanamura, which we are getting here.
Yeah, we saw Anubis the other day too. We've seen Volskaya more. It's definitely coming back in control points are. We've seen them more in the last 3 weeks than we had in the months prior to it. But I'm actually really stoked that we're doing best of 5s, because we've seen also that early in Overwatch, it was a lot of 2-0s. Lately, we've been seeing a lot of like best of 3s go into game 3. So now the next logical step is just like, hey, let's just expand it out to 5. And it really gives you a good sense of how close these teams are. And we've talked about this both on stream and off, that teams are just getting closer and closer together as far as skill goes. The gap is definitely narrowing.
Yeah, and I mean, so long as that continues, that just makes for great games for the viewers.
Yeah.
I mean, people love parody. It's kind of weird. People love parody. They also love a juggernaut. What they don't like the in-between where you have like maybe 2 or 3 teams beating everyone else. They don't like that. But if you have, if you have a evil empire story like IDDQD was for a while, they like that. If you like all the teams being close, they really like that. So a mix of the two is pretty good, if you can get that.
Yeah, and now like all the teams are getting signed. We have Team Liquid now into the whole mix as well. Creation jumped into the bandwagon. Like the only team that's still not like under sponsorship is IDDQD.
which is weird given their
Right.
success. But that, it's one of those things where I guess clearly they're drowning in offers or something, or at least probably
Right.
were. Obviously, new circumstances might change things a bit, but I'll tell you what, they are absolutely worth signing. They're great guys, and we will see what comes from them in the future.
Yeah, it's just nice to see Chips back on Zenyatta. I mean, like in my opinion, he's the best Zenyatta in the game. He's fun to watch him duel, fun to watch his timing of transcendences, and it was just so strange seeing him on Junkrat. It's, I don't know, it just shook me. It shook me. I couldn't, yeah. And then the bridge up was on Soldier 76 for a little bit, and even he looked kind of confused on it. He was just kind of up in a corner somewhere, like, I don't know.
The bridge was like, well, what is a 76 person? I agree. It was definitely not the greatest look for IDDQD, but T-Vic getting back lets them run a lot of their normal compositions and see what things go from there.
Yeah, T-Vic generally, it feels like he's more of a flexy DPS, where a lot of the DPS players, generally just prefer being, a tracer, kind of hit scanny characters, tracers, widows, McCrees. T-Vic and, some others who play flex, but he's more of DPS-oriented flex. He'll run a Pharah, he'll run a Junkrat, he'll run a Reaper, he'll run a Tracer, he'll run a Sniper. He has a wide arsenal of heroes he can choose from. That versatility really opens up everything else as far as rosters and compositions you want to run.
Indeed. Well, I mean, the biggest thing, especially getting T-Vic back that helps him a lot too, is that in the other rosters that are changing up, they didn't really have a Genji player. And
right.
while you don't run Genji quite as often as people did in the past, really, Genji still has a lot of use on different maps, certainly on Dorado, certainly on Hollywood.
76.
And just even on capture points can be very good. You combo Dragon Blade with things, you can get a lot of kills. So having that Genji in your back pocket is very, very good to have.
We've seen a lot of Genji on Route 66 as well, and also with some of the compositions that choose to run Soldier 76 on Route 66, Genji's been a good counter to that. So the more Soldier 76, you see a little more Genji in there. He's able to deal with him a little more effectively than some other heroes are. He's able to close the distance and also reflect those bullets. So having someone who can play a Genji, especially with the new Genji legendary skin, absolutely crucial.
Yep. Oh, thank you for knowing the stream title thing. Hex wasn't here. We started the day in the solo cast, so we can add hexagrams back in there.
It's okay.
I mean, actually, the person I shafted was Bastion, but I didn't know. Like, I feel like if I put it in the stream title, it just would have been weird. Like, casted by at Tempo ZP and Bastion. Like, people just wonder, like, what does that even mean? But we have fixed that here. In fact, let's see. Let's fix this properly here. Stream title now properly set up. So IDDQD is picking the side here. That was sort of the delay here as the teams were figuring out who picks side here on the one and only Hanamura. It is our map number 5 for IDDQD versus Creation in the group stage. And again, this is just the beginning. We still have 2 more best of 5s to go today, Hex. It's so much Overwatch to cast.
Oh, well, I mean, I'm glad I was able to jump in then, because that sounds exhausting. But my calendar's clear, day's cleared up. I'm just ready to watch some Overwatch, like every day. I can't remember the last day I didn't play or watch or cast Overwatch.
Might have a problem, or maybe it's a good problem to have. But either way, we are getting in here to map number 5. Your eyes do not deceive you. Your ears do not deceive you. It is Hanamura.
Prepare to attack.
Actually, now I'm thinking about it, Hanamura doesn't really have unique music, does it?
No, I have music off, so all I hear is the buzz of these arcade machines, and I am actually kind of digging it because I miss actually having physical arcades, like that you don't see them in
physical
America
arcades are
anymore.
awesome. Yeah, I mean, especially for fighting games. I mean, the stuff where you go to a fighting game machine and, you think you're doing well and some guy would come up, not only make you lose your quarters, but make like the next 10 kids lose their quarters because he was the only person who knew how to play the game.
Yeah, a quarter on the
good old
screen, then
days.
they had the secondary observer monitor, usually above if a big game got a big release. Oh man, I love those days.
All right, so taking a look at the defense here, coming out, and our slides got messed up at some point. We can fix this. There we go. Looking at the defense coming out from the Creation side, we're going to have Lynx on the McCree, Numlocked on Winston, Nox on Symmetra, Bromas on Zarya, Dracaeus on Lucio, and R-Tier on a second McCree. So that is going to be your defense for Creation Esports.
Yeah, double McCree firmly in the meta.
Hey. Howdy.
So on offense, speaking of double McCree, that is going to be Taimu and wait, no, now my screen's messed up. All right, so what am I doing again?
The offense, the IDDQD
Okay,
side
I'm
of
getting
things.
very confused just seeing Tavik in here and Taimu. It's just all off. On offense, Taimu and Tavik will be on McCree's. Coco will be on Reinhardt. Chips will be on Mercy. The Bridge Above on Lucio. And Internet Hulk on Zarya. Sorry guys, it's been a weird day so far.
So they're already speed boosting really, and IDDQD not wanting to waste any time, immediately falling Coco. We're going to see just how they handle this. Taimu now splitting off a bit from the pack, looking for some kills. Both teams trading off poke. Both still at full strength. And Taimu actually just got wrecked by the Symmetra Orb. Gets taken out by Arts here, but the real damage was from Nox.
Get in there.
Yeah, I'm surprised that they didn't hold near the doorway. Like the competitive play on this map, of course, going to look very different than public play, but also like just not holding that door at all, which is a decent choke.
T-Vic coming in with a big double kill, looking for an extra on Zarya. Zarya having to run for her life. Deadeye already charged. It was high noon. Down goes Bromas. Down goes Nox. T-Vic having himself a play there and then some. Probably play of the game. I don't even, but really making that point his own. And IDDQD, from what started a little bit sketchy, able to get point A in a very quick fashion.
Yeah, and they're able to take down Dracaeus there too. They're going to have a resurrection up, whereas there is no resurrection up for the defense. They might just try to bum rush this.
Up there moving forward. Reinhardt shield at the ready, and yeah, the only downside for IDDQD here is that they got the point in such a way that they don't have huge momentum going to point B. The defense has been able to set up, and that might work out very well in Creation Esports' favor. We'll just have to see. So we see them coming in. They're coming in through that stairway. Favoring the high ground. Bromas right now going back, looking for a bit of poke. The bridge up though, able to take out Lynx as Lucio. Lynx is down, there will be no Widow picks. And now IDDQD, if they can get one more pick, they might be in great position to set a very fast time. We see Numlock getting absolutely crunched by Coco. And the bridge up with another kill. 2 kills for Lucio here on this point. They're swarming on top, and Creation now down 4 people. This could be a very quick GG, Hex.
Yeah, I mean, this composition is just so snowbally. Look at double Deadeye.
Step right up in stereo.
But it's really cool when you're running 2 McCrees like that, because what you'll see is Chips is going to be on one, either damage boosting or healing, just a pocket medic, and the other one is going to get those Zarya shields as well, which makes you feel very safe. And of course, you're getting healing from everyone with the Lucio in the background anyway. This double McCree meta works. Here's that play of the game.
T-Vic just absolutely going ham on this point, and the play of the game doesn't even catch all of it because he went forward and got extra people on top of it. 4 gold medals earned, a time of 2:01 is set, and now Creation Esports has their work cut out for them here in the group stage.
Yeah, that's pretty tough time. 2 minutes to take 2 points on Hanamura. Not unbeatable, just very, very difficult.
So we're going to be moving to round number 2. Is going to be Creation on the attack here.
I bet you IDDQD runs static defense here. I would not be surprised to see a Torbjorn.
I wouldn't be surprised in the least.
And I mean, not only because I think it's good for this situation where you only have to stall out 2 minutes, but also because they've run Torbjorn in the past, namely on Numbani. So we'll see if they do roll some static defense. Now, they are going to start it off with Symmetra at the very least, so that is some static defense.
Well,
Go ahead.
I was gonna say the upside to running the Torbjorn here and more stack defense is that oftentimes it can take longer just to cut through all that because you have to be aware of it. It's less likely to get rolled through, and really, with the time of 2 minutes 1 second, they don't have to stall out for very long.
Now, and here it is, Chips queuing up the Torbjorn. So I think he's good on this map overall, and regardless, but you know, with this situation and then just everything they're trying to accomplish here, he makes perfect sense. So rounding out that defense, Chips is going to start on the Torbjorn. T-Vic will be on his Junkrat, Nabridgebup on Lucio, Internet Hulk on Symmetra. Taimu will play the lone McCree this time, and Coco on the Reinhardt.
And take a look at the offense coming out from Creation. An offense that is going to have to move fast. We're going to have Arts here on McCree, Nox on a Lucio, Numlocked on Winston, Lynx on McCree, Dracaeus on a second Lucio, Bromas on the Zarya. I like this offensive comp. It gives him a lot of power from McCree. It gives him a lot of speed and potentially sound barrier snowballing with the Lucios. And Graviton Surge could be the final piece that they need in capturing point B.
Yeah, I mean, this is the comp that absolutely struggled on offense on Hollywood, but it's kind of a different map, a different ball game here. That Winston's going to be able to initiate, take down that turret pretty quick. We'll see. It's definitely a composition they're very comfortable running and has the speed potential to be 2 minutes.
So 3 seconds and the timer begins. A mere 2:01 is on the time. The timer is beginning, and let's see if Creation Esports can pull this back for what would be a very impressive set victory over IDDQD. So they're moving up, not wasting any time, getting in even quicker than IDDQD did. T-Vic, though, able to take out RTR right away. Bromas taking out the turret. Still a 1-player advantage in favor of the side of IDDQD here. Lynx able to take on the bridge buff, though. Both teams getting their licks, and T-Vic takes out Nox. Good Junkrat play here so far. Going forward, Taimu able to take out Bromas. And the defense going the hold. Taimu getting the double kill to finish it off. So a little bit of back and forth. Both teams showing good positioning there. But IDDQD one step closer to winning the set.
Yeah, now their armor packs a little over a minute left. The turret's going to be back up. I liked what they did there in Fury, going onto the point immediately, making the defense fight on the point. Let's give it over and give them progress on it. But they just weren't able to clean up with the kills. Now Taimu has a high noon ready.
Oh, the Dead Hive. Look at this. Oh my god, a quadruple Dead Hive. And he gets the extra kill as well. A 5 kill from Taimu. They did not expect that. I didn't expect that. But Taimu ending the reign of creation here. And IDDQD going to take the set in 5. But what a close 5 it was.
Yeah, I mean, you have to be still pretty happy with your performance as creation today. I mean, you lost the 5th game against IDDQD in a pretty good IDDQD roster at that, on Hanamura, one of the more volatile maps, so nothing to be ashamed of today for Creation Esports, but IDDQD, oh god, Taimu, when he goes big, he goes huge.
Yep, and IDDQD, just a note, they get no breaks here because we're going right into our next best of 5, and that's going to be IDDQD versus Reunited.
Oh, man. All right, I guess, you know, just another phenomenal matchup going forward. Reunited has looked so good as of late, playing against IDDQD in the I don't even know what to call the roster, retooled, reformed, nostalgic IDDQD roster. Who knows, but that should be a great set. Top teams in EU. Reunited has played just phenomenal lately. I mean, every set's going to be great. This is going to be hype forever in this tournament.
Definitely. So, that being said, this is the Overkill.GG Overwatch League. All the teams fighting for $5,000. We're going to be taking a short break as we bring you the next match of the day, IDDQD versus Reunited, as we move along in our group stage for the EU region. Going to be more good games heading your way. Stay tuned.